Hello Shenanigamers, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, last time we went on a quest to the Cove, an apprentice one. We brought in one of the old heroes, or one of the heroes from the stagecoach. An apprentice, not even an apprentice, a seeker bounty hunter named Bosk with us, and took them into the cove with Framan, Pekoth, and Just Relax Kid Jr. We didn't have much in terms of provisions, but we managed to get out of there okay. It was a skirmish mission, and there was only one room battle that we had to deal with. From that, we were able to get some more heirlooms and some more coin. We also got another trinket, slippery boots, which we sold off because we already had some. When we got back to the hamlet, we dismissed Bosk and recruited Syset, the apprentice antiquarian. Now, what else can we do? Let's see. I think we're going to be heading to the ruins. This time around. Make sure we have unequipped and sorted by rarity all trinkets. We could send Zombie and Bone Lady for some stress relief, but I think maybe not this time. This time, let's make sure we send some people who will be good in the ruins. Rather than, and save the money rather than sending some people there and trying to earn money back. We're still on the backslide from, well, not necessarily a backslide. We're still low on funds is the main idea there. Now, I think Mr. Villa is only the natural choice to bring here, up in front. It makes the most sense. Their skills that they use, for the most part, are fully upgraded. And they have decently strong weapons and armor. Now, who else can we send in there with them? We could send Shabam. Shabam's not exactly the best bet for the ruins. We could send Mortimer, though. Mortimer's not a bad choice. The blights, the stuns, those are good things to have. So we could use that. Viral is a ruins tactician, but considering that the unholy enemies in there, most notably and most frequently the dead, tend to have a bit higher resistance to to bleeds, and by a bit higher I mean much higher. Their damage is very much limited in that sense. We could send Ormond. We got good skills, good weapon and armor, and they are an unholy slayer. We could send them. Move Mortimer back one and then put Ormond in there. That could be effective. And then we could bring Papon to be a healer. We would put them at the back. They wouldn't be able to use Illumination, but they could use Judgment, Divine Grace, and Divine Comfort. We could try to bring Dawai, but I don't think that would be the best bet. Pashal is an unholy hater, so they have more damage and less stress against unholy. And they have some healing with fortifying vapors. And they'll be able to get us more coin. So yeah, let's bring Pashal. Alright, now let's get some trinkets given out here. Now, Mr. Villa, we want you to have as much protection as possible, so you're getting Barristan's head. On top of that, there are a few other things we could theoretically give you. We could give you... what could we give you, Villa? We could give you the Swordman's Crest for more damage. We could give you the heavy boots. Yeah. You're probably... yeah, of the people on this particular team, in this party, you are the slowest one. So, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that you are even slower, unfortunately, but we're also going to make sure that you have a lot of protection. So, with the added properties from Barristan's Head giving plus 25% protection, Heavy Boots giving plus 20% protection, and then Bulwark of Faith giving plus 30% protection, that'll put you at 75% protection, which will be insanely helpful. That'll be incredibly useful. Now, Ormond, go ahead and give the Dancer's Foot Wraps and the Shimmering Scale, give them a bit of protection as well. Mortimer, we give you the, we're going to give you the Padlock of Transference and the Lock of Fury. We haven't really been, or Restraining Padlock, no, not the Restraining Padlock, Lock of Fury, there we go. I was just going to say, we haven't been making good use of the Restraining Padlock, that's because we haven't been using it. It's the Lock of Fury, which is right there. There we go. And we got that sorted out. Now, Pashal. We no longer have the Bag of Marbles, which I would normally give to an antiquarian, but we do still have the Fleet Florin for more speed and debuff skill chance, and we have the Candle of Life for more max HP and healing skills, or better healing skills. So that will help there. So we're on the right quest. Let's go ahead and need provision. And in case I didn't say it earlier when I mentioned what happened the last time we went on a quest, it's because the video for the for Darkest Dungeon itself did not record properly. There was an error there, so unfortunately that wasn't something we could really do. I wasn't going to show you guys a blank screen with just me talking over it for however long it took. So, this is a champion mission, so we're going to try and use what we can to make sure we come out of this on top. Full stack and a half of food, stack and a half of torches, 3 shovels. We got 3 anti-venoms, 4 bandages, 3 medicinal herbs, 2 keys, 6 holy waters. We get 4 laudanums as well. I put this a little bit lower than we were at the end, not too long ago. Before we did our last quest, we were we had a little bit more coin than this, but we weren't over 1,000. We weren't even into 1,000. So let's hope we come out of this on top this time. Alright, let's go ahead and embark. Ruins. The ruins bear all the signs of your ancestors' frenzied digging.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Alright. Start off with a scout. Pretty sizable one at that. Now, if we can, we're going to check out most everywhere here. So let's move about a bit. Let's head up here first. Check out these two curios. See if we can't get rid of that trap. Alright, so, locked display cabinet. Go ahead and use a skeleton key here.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Minor antique, sapphire.
A full pack often attracts unwanted attention.
Gold and some crests. And then in this crate, another minor antique, and some busts. We'll leave those busts for the moment. Alright, so now the trap we have 70, 80, 70, and 70. In terms of chances to disarm it. Lamont, go for it. Did not do it.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
Failed
His
that one.
efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Torchlight up. Let's head in here. We don't get a scout, but there's no room battle there. That's fine. And there's no hallway battle on the way back. So, let's just head to here. And I suppose we can move down this way. We do have an unburned torch here. Happy to grab that. And another minor antique while we're at it. We use the torch there, bring the light up.
The path is clear.
Now here we have the hallway battle. We
only the
have two
strength
bone
to
militia,
follow
a bone royalty, and a bone sharpshooter. Don't know if we've gone over the bone sharpshooter before. 29 health, unholy. 26 dodge, 7 speed, 50% stun and blight resistance, 240% bleed resistance, 55% debuff resistance, and 65% heat resistance. Alright. Let's see, what can we do here? We're gonna go for invigorating vapors first. Bring everyone's dodge up just a bit. Then let's go for the manacles on this bone royalty. And we get the stun, which is good, because they like to stress people out. I am not here for that. And let's go for Captivate on them as well. The crit for 18. Weakness shines like a lantern in the night. Quarrel on Mond. Ow. Bump in the night on Mr. Villa, which they dodge. Another bump in the night on Ormond. Ow. And they get the debuff. Minus 10 dodge. That's not great. Let's go for Bulwark of Faith here. Sure, Villa's the target. We have 75% protection now. That's incredible. We're gonna go for the Fortifying Vapors this time on Ormond. Heal them up a bit. We go for the Manacles on the Bone Sharpshooter. And we get the stun. And then we'll go for the Captivate on the Bone Militia, which they dodge. Stun off. Bump in the night on Amand. Ow. They resist the debuff though. Now let's go for the Smite on this Bone Militia here, which they dodge. Bump in the night on Mr. Villa. Crit for 3. Protection did a lot of good there, I would wager. Now let's go for more Fortifying Vapors. We didn't resist the debuff with Mr. Villa there. Or Mr. Villa didn't resist the debuff there. Let's go for Fortifying Vapors on Amand again. Just keep healing them up if we can. Go for another Captivate here. We'll go for the Bone Sharpshooter this time. Another crit for 18. Get the Blight on them. And then we'll go for the Beast Bile, which will do enough damage to bring down the Sharpshooter. That, get the debuff and the Blight on both them and the Militia. Bump in the night on Mr. Villa, which they dodge. And then another bump in the night on Mr. Villa. 2 damage. They resist the debuff though. Now let's go for the Smite on this Bone Militia again with a crit for 38. Crushed by justice. And let's go for the Manacles here on this on this bone militia. We get the stun. And we'll go for Fortifying Vapors again on Pashal. Or with Pashal on Ormond. There we go. And then we can actually heal a bit with Villa. So let's go ahead and use Serpent Sway. Move Ormond up one. Set up a block. Stun goes away. The Blight will take care of them next, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go for the Inspiring Cry on Villa. Heal them up a little bit. Gets rid of their stress. And then we can actually go for the Expose here.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Moves back into position, and we're good there. Defender's Seal. The Crusader. Plus 5% protection, minus 3% crit. It's not terrible, but I don't think we really need that at the moment. Even if it is one we don't already have. Let's go ahead and grab the Minor Antique. Gold. And keep going.
Even the
Get rid of
cold
this
stone
obstacle
seems
here.
bent on
Shovel.
preventing passage.
And we have the room battle. We get the surprise. Excuse me. We get the surprise though. We have 2 bone shield walls, a bone bearer, and a bone sharpshooter. Well, that bone bearer is giving everyone more damage, so we want to try and focus them down if we can. Focus on them and take them down. Let's see then. Let's go for the Festering Vapors, if we can, which they dodge. Then let's go for Captivate. Right, they resist Blight there. They have very high stun resist, so let's go for Beast Bile. That will also affect the shield wall.
Impressive.
You get it? Crit the shield wall. You get the Blight and the debuff on both of them. And then we'll go for the Bulwark of Faith. Make sure Villa is marked and has the protections as high as we can get them. Quarrel on Ormond. Ow. Wicked Surge on Bone Sharpshooter. Which gave them even more damage and accuracy. Dead Weight on Mr. Villa. They resist the move and the stun. Foul Warding on the Bone Bearer. And so now the Bone Bearer is guarded. And then let's go for some more Fortifying Vapors on Ormond. They're pretty badly injured. Wicked Surge on Sharpshooter again. That buff is dangerous, and I don't like it. Let's go for the Manacles on this shield wall, see if we can stun them. Resist the stun. Alright. And let's go for the Serpent Sway with Ormond here. Set up some blocks. Quarrel on Mr. Villa. Did about 5 damage there. It's fine. Axe Blade on Mr. Villa. I get the debuff, lower move and stun resist, and foul warding on the sharpshooter. Alright. Well, let's see. Let's go for the smite on this shield wall. And then we can go for the expose on the shield wall as well. And now the blight will take care of them. You don't have to worry about them anymore. Let's go for fortifying vapors on Ormond again. Keep trying to heal them back up.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
And then we'll go for the beast's bile here. Both of them dodge. Quarrel on Pashal. Ow! That hurt a lot. Another wicked surge. Would appreciate it if that stopped. And then an axe blade on Villa, which they dodge. And the blight takes care of that shield wall.
This is how a life is taken.
And then we'll go for the smite on the bone bearer since they're in range now, which they dodge. At least they're in range now, though. Let's go for the captivate on the sharpshooter, because that will redirect the shield wall. Should hit them, and we get the blight there, which is good. Let's go for the fortifying vapors on Pashal here. They got hit for a lot with that one. And then we'll go for the manacles on the shield wall, which they dodge. Defend the icon. They just hit Villa for a little damage there. Axe blade on Villa. And they get the debuff again. And then a bayonet jab on Villa. There's a bayonet jab on Villa, which they dodge. Right. Then we can go for the smite on the bone bearer again. Some good damage there. Let's go for the captivate on this bone bearer. The crit for 15. They're down. Alright, that drops the damage on the shield wall and the sharpshooter a bit. Let's go for the invigorating vapors on Pashal again. We want to make sure that they're pretty high on health if we can. We'll go for the manacles here on the sharpshooter. We get the stun. Stun goes off. Shield wall picks up light damage. Goes for the axe blade on Villa. Crit for 4.
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
Resist the debuff though. Let's go for the inspiring cry on Villa. A little bit of healing there. We can go for the captivate on the bone sharpshooter. Some decent damage. Sets up the blight. Go for the... we'll go for the beast bile. Get the blight, debuff. The blight is enough to take down the sharpshooter. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Let's go with fortifying vapors on Ormond again. And back up a bit more.
The slow death.
Blight takes care of the
unforgiving
sharpshooter. Shield wall goes for the axe blade on Villa. Villa can go for the inspiring cry on themselves, pretty much mitigating the damage. Then we'll go for fortifying vapors on Villa this time. Bring him back up a bit. Go for manacles. And the shield wall with a crit for 7, and we get the stun. And we'll go for the... we'll go for another Serpent Sway, just to give ourselves a little bit more time to potentially heal. Stun goes off. We'll go for the Inspiring Cry on Pashal.
The wounds of war
drop their stress a bit, fill them back up a little bit more.
Never hidden.
We'll go for the Fortifying Vapors again on... we'll go on Villa.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Now we can go for the Expose, set ourselves back into the appropriate position. Party order. And we'll see what we can get from that, because that takes them down.
That overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright. Take what coin we can. We can take all of these crests now. Let's see. No scout from that, but that's fine. Now we want this this rare antique. So what can we drop for it? We only have one key. We've been using Villa's Bulwark of Faith every time, and that helps with the torch. So let's drop a stack of torches in exchange for the rare antique there. We can take the sapphire. I would like to take the emerald. The sapphires are worth more though. So is the rare antique. I think it's probably not the smartest move, but we're going to drop a stack of crests for the emeralds, because right now we don't need more crests or deeds or portraits or busts or whatever. I mean, eventually we will, we kind of do, but as of right now, it's more important that we get more funds, more gold, and the emerald will help us with that. Now, Holy Fountain. An ornate fountain of holy purport. Let's go ahead and have Ormond interact with this. Use the holy water here. Divine Benefit. Heals them up for 12 and lowers their stress by 20. Very good. Very glad we did that. Don't have to worry as much about Ormond anymore. Let's head back. And go over to this room. One curio and a trap along the way. It's an empty room. Curio is an unburned torch. That's fine. Another minor antique. We can use this torch.
In radiance, may we find victory.
We'll have Ormond take a look at this trap. Disarm that one. Hunger, that's fine. And then we'll head into this room. And no scout, but that's alright. Put the torchlight back up. And we'll head over this way. Right. An Iron Maiden. A rusty Iron Maiden stands against the wall, clasped shut. We can use medicinal herbs here. We have another emerald, another rare antique, and a redemption armlet, the leper. Don't need that trinket, so we can go ahead and leave that there. Then we have another unburned torch.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
And another minor
Now
antique.
it must be carried home.
And then we have the hallway battle here. 2 bone militia and a bone lancer. Start with the invigorating vapors. Up everybody's dodge. Go for the captivate on the bone lancer. We resist the light. We get some decent damage there. Let's go for the manacles on the lancer. They resist the stun. Spear thrust on Armand, which they dodge. Bump in the knight on Mr. Villa. Ow. We get the debuff, and then bump on the knight. Bump in the knight on Armand, which they dodge. Let's go for Bulwark of Faith then. We'll bring the light back up and set up protection to full.
The promise
and get
of
the mark
safety.
set up there as well. We'll go for another invigorating vapors. Double up on the dodge buff there. Then we can go for beast bio here.
Precision and
Crit
power.
on the lancer. The bone militia took a standard hit. They resisted the debuff, but we got the blight there. We got the blight and the debuff on the lancer. So now let's go for captivate on the lancer again. Some good damage.
A death
And we get the blight. Blight takes them down. Bump in the knight on Villa. We get the debuff. Another bump in the knight on Villa. And they get the debuff. Alright, that's still fine though. Villa's handling that pretty well. Let's go with the Inspiring Cry on Villa. Heal up and reduce stress. Now let's go for the Serpent Sway. Try and get ourselves a bit of leeway to heal up a bit more if we can. Go for the manacles on this bone militia with a crit for 14, which takes them out. Feel the wrath of the hopeless. Alright then. And then let's go for the fortifying vapors on Villa as well, just to heal them up a bit
The
more.
wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Bumping the knight on Villa again. Resist the debuff this time. Let's go for the Inspiring Cry on Shal. The crit heal 4. You tarry, surely more will come. Fair enough. So then let's make this the last turn of healing. Heal up the Shal. That heals them back up to full. And then we can go with the manacles on militia with a crit for 15, and we get the stun. And we'll go for the... I think we can use... Yeah, we're gonna go for another Serpent's Way. Do not get more blocks for that, but... So.
A momentary abatement.
Go for the Inspiring Cry on Villa, heal him up again. Reinforcements have arrived. Villa is almost fully healed though. And that and the reinforcements that arrive is this insatiable pool. We've dealt with the pool before. We can deal with them now. So let's go with Pierce here. On the pool. Some damage. Go for more invigorating vapors. Buff everyone's dodge. Go for the manacles on this bone militia, which they dodge. Rend on Mr. Villa. 3. Resist the bleed, get the debuff. Bump the knight on Villa for 1. We get the debuff. So let's go for the smite on this Bone Militia. The crit for 38. Thou art judged. Thou art judged indeed. And we go for the Pierce and Cool again. It gets through the protection. We'll go for the Fortifying Vapors on Villa. Build them up a bit more. And we can go for the Manacles on Fool. Resist the stun. They go for the Howl. Hits everybody. And Mortimer gets the Worries, plus 30% stress. That's not great. You get the Horror on most everybody. Well, not even most everybody, on half the party. Yeah, Mortimer and Mashal both have Horror now. But we have Laudanum, we can take care of that. So then let's go for the Smite. Some good damage on that. We'll go for Pierce here. For 15. That'll take them down. Now we can use the Laudanum here on Mashal and Mortimer. And stop the Horror before it even gets going. Now, we have another minor antique and some gold, which I'd very much like to bring with us, but what can we get rid of to bring it? We'll go ahead and drop the laudanum for the coin. And we'll head into this room. No scout. Let's head up this way. And we can take care of this with the shovel. And we'll have Pashal investigate this unburned torch. Get another minor antique.
Only treasure could staunch
Use the torch. Keep going. We have a hallway battle. 2 bone militia and a menacing gargoyle. 14 health. There's stonework and unholy. 50% protection, 29 dodge, 10 speed. 50% move and stun resistance, 60% blight resistance, 55% debuff resistance, and 140% bleed resistance. Alright. Let's go for the invigorating vapors up everybody's dodge. We'll go for the expose here. This menacing gargoyle. Some damage there. Resist the debuff. Let's go for the manacles on the gargoyle. We get the stun, and then we'll go for these. Actually, we're gonna go for the smite here on this bone militia, which they dodge. The stun goes off. Gargoyle, bump the knight on Ormond. They resist the debuff. Bump in the knight. Villa. They get the debuff. They do get the debuff there. Let's just go ahead and go for more invigorating vapors. That kind of evens out with that debuff. Currently, we have plus 18 dodge from the buffs, and the debuff gives minus 10. So let's go ahead and go for the pierce on this menacing gargoyle.
Press disadvantage.
That'll take them down.
Give them no quarter.
And we can go for the manacles on this bone militia. We get the stun. Bump in the knight on the villa, which they dodge. Stun goes off there, and we can go for the smite on this bone militia. For 15. I'll leave them on 1. It's fine though. We can go for the fortifying vapors here, and heal. We'll heal Villa. Bring Villa back up to full. Go for the expose on this bone militia, taking them down. Go for the manacles on this one. They resist the stun. Go for the bump in the knight on this Villa. They get the debuff. And we will go for the... We'll actually go for the inspiring cry here on Ormond. Heal them up a little bit. And move the torchlight back up a bit as well. And we'll go for the manacles here, which they dodge. Go for the fortifying vapors on Ormond with a crit heal for 10. And we'll go for the pierce with a crit for 22.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
take the minor antique. I would like to take that coin, but I don't think it's wise to drop anything else at this point in time. So we'll just keep going. Make sure we have the party in the default order. Torchlight's high, so we'll head into the room here. And we have a room battle. And we got surprised, so now Ormond and Pashal have switched spots. Pashal is in the second position, or rank, or whatever it is, and Ormond is at the back. That's easily enough dealt with, actually. We can just move Pashal back 2. And then we can send Ormond closer to the front. Pierce. We're going to go ahead and use the Pierce here on this bone shield wall. Gets through their protection. Wicked Surge on the Bone Bearer. Quarrel on Ormond. Ow. Dead Weight on Mr. Villa. Ow. Resist the move. They do not resist the stun, though. Axe Blade on Ormond. Ouch. They get the debuff. And let's go for the manacles on this shield wall here. And we get the stun. And the stun goes off Villa. Let's go for the Fortifying Vapors here on Ormond. Heal them up a bit. We'll go for the manacles on this shield wall. They resist the stun. It's fine. And we'll go for the Pierce on this bone shield wall. For 13, that takes them down. The Wicked Surge on this shield wall. Not exactly great. Quarrel on Shal. Ow. Dead Weight on Ormond. Ouch. They resist the move, and they resist the stun. Let's go ahead and get Bulwark of Faith set up on Mr. Villa there. Maximize their protection. Unholy Rally. That's not good. We gotta take care of that Bone Bearer first. That's a necessity. Let's go for the manacles on this bone shield wall. We get the stun. That's good. Now, let's go for the Invigorating Vapors. Up everybody's dodge a little bit. And then we'll go for the Expose. Actually, we'll go for the Serpent Sway. Set up some blocks. Wicked Surge. Bone Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter goes for the Quarrel on Mr. Villa. Axe Blade on Villa, which they dodge. Stun goes off the shield wall. And then let's go with the Smite on this shield wall here. Get some damage in there. We'll go for the Pierce on this Bone Bearer. We'll go for the Festering Vapors on them as well. We resist the Blight, but we do get the debuff. We'll go for the Beast's File. Get the Blight and the debuff there. Quarrel on Villa. Good dodge. Wicked Surge on the shield wall. And then Foul Warding from that shield wall. Or shield wall. Yeah. Foul Warding from that shield wall on the Sharpshooter. And Dead Weight on Mon, which they have blocked. And they resist the move and the stun. That's good. Let's go for the Smite on this shield wall. This one here. They have less protection. It would be more beneficial to do that. So then let's go for the Pierce on the Bone Bearer. More damage there. And we'll go for the Festering Vapors. Again. With the Blight. Blight is enough to take them down. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Let's go for the Manacles on this shield wall then. And we get the stun, which removes the guard from the Sharpshooter. We go for the Quarrel on Pashal. Ow! That leaves them on 1. And the Axe Blade on Mr. Villa. They get the debuff. Stun goes off the shield wall. Let's go for the Smite for 21 with a crit. Now let's go ahead and start healing up Pashal with some fortifying vapors. Go for the manacles on the sharpshooter. We get the stun. Go with the expose on the sharpshooter. Move Ormond back. Stun goes off there. Axe blade on Villa. Good dodge. Go for the smite on the sharpshooter. Leaving them on 1. Go with the manacles on the sharpshooter. Take them down. More fortifying vapors on Pashal. Go for the pierce on the shield wall. Dead weight on Mr. Villa. Ow. They resist the move and the stun. And we'll go for the smite. And that'll take them down.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
So we get another minor antique, citrines, coin, another sapphire, and more crests. We're gonna go ahead and use some food here to heal up Ormond and Pashal. That opens up a spot for us. Do we take the crests or the gold? I don't think we take the citrine here. Let's take the crests. Okay, that's the quest completed. We do get the scout. The remaining area. There's a hallway battle, and then 2 curios there. We could potentially get more minor antiques, which would be another 1,000 gold. But that hallway battle could also be something we're not exactly equipped to face right now, like the collector. But we want to get as much as we can, so we're going to try and be a bit risky here. It's dangerous. It's ill-advised. But it's what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. Let's see what this is. Alright. We get the surprise. There's 2 cultist champions, a cultist witch, and a raving madman. So we'll go with the invigorating vapors first to up dodge. We'll go with the manacles on the raving madman. Get some damage there and get the stun. And we'll go for the captivate on the madman. Some decent damage and a blight. And then we'll go with the bulwark of faith. Villa. Set the mark and protection. Bring the light up. Stun goes off. Blight goes off. Stressful incantation on Ormond, which they dodge. Rend for the old gods on Ormond, which they dodge. And then Rend for the old gods on Mr. Villa, which they do not dodge. They get the bleed and the debuff. Let's go for the manacles on this cultist champion. They resist the stun. It's alright. Let's go for the pierce on this cultist witch. Get some good damage there. Blight takes care of the madman. Puts them down. Rend for the old gods on Villa. They resist the debuff and the bleed. Another Rend for the old gods on Villa. They resist the debuff and the bleed again. Let's go for some fortifying vapors here on Villa. Moving them up. Stressful incantation on Ormond. Marked, stressed, and the light comes down a bit. Let's go for the... Well, let's go ahead and use a bandage here first. Get rid of the bleed. And then we'll go for the smite on this cultist champion. Some good damage there. We'll go for fortifying vapors on Ormond. We can go for the expose on the cultist witch. We get the debuff. Go for the eldritch push on Ormond. Resist the move. We'll go for the manacles on the witch. and that'll take them down. Rend for the old gods on Ormond. Ow. They resist the debuff and the bleed. Rend for the old gods on Villa. Resist the bleed, but not the debuff. Let's go for the... let's go for Inspiring Cry on Ormond here. Just bring the stress down a bit. And then we'll go for Fortifying Vapors on Ormond as well. Heal them up. Heal them a bit with Inspiring Cry as well, but still. And we'll go for the Pierce on the Cultist Champion. Go for the Manacles on this champion. They resist the stun. Go for the Rend for the old gods. Good dodge, Ormond. We'll go for another Inspiring Cry, bring the stress down a bit more and heal a bit more. Go for the Manacles, champion again. They resist the stun. Go for the Expose on the champion. Get the debuff. Go for the Fortifying Vapors on Villa.
A momentary abatement.
Rend for the old gods on Villa. Get the bleed and the debuff. And then we go for the Inspiring Cry on Ormond again. Bringing the stress down again. And we'll go for the Fortifying Vapors on Villa again. Go for the Serpent Sway with Ormond. Set up the blocks. Go for the Manacles. Champion again. We get the stun. Villa bleeds a bit. Use advantage to get rid of that. Go for the Inspiring Cry on Ormond. And that brings Ormond's stress down to 0. Now nobody has any stress in this party. And we'll have Ormond go for the Expose and take them down.
This expedition at least promises success.
Take the Torch, the Sapphire, the Minor Antique. We could take the busts in place of the crests. Not entirely certain we want to do that, though. There's a lot of busts here, and it would be a shame to let them go to waste, or rather, not be used. Then let's go ahead and... yeah, since we're here, and we know what's in front of us, and it's only 2 Curios, I'm going to go ahead and drop these anti-venoms for a stack of busts. Right over here we have a stack of books. That's not going to give us anything, except for possibly a quirk or stress. And here we have an Iron Maiden. Use the medicinal herbs. We get another rare antique, 2 food, and 8 crests. We can take 4 of those. Bring the torchlight up again. Head into this room. And there's no scout that reveals a secret room. So we're good to go here. Quest complete.
More bones returned to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
Alright. We got 3 more busts in the quest reward and a quick draw charm. Plus 8 speed and plus 12% crit on the first round, minus 3 speed after the first round. From all of that, from all those bits of treasure and antiques that we got, and all the supplies we didn't end up using, we got over 25,000 gold. Beautiful. And we got 6 busts and 24 crests outside of the quest reward. No one was stressed. Rather, no one had any stress at the end of this. Mortimer got Second Wind in place of Ruin Scrounger. Does 10% damage if HP below 50%. It's not bad, I guess. Hysterical Blindness, minus 20 accuracy if stress above 70. Gonna have to get rid of that, and we also have to get rid of the Worries, which Mortimer got earlier. And then we got Rabies on Pashal, minus 10 accuracy, plus 13% damage. It's not great. We got some diseases to get rid of, but now we have the gold to actually get rid of those diseases.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Alright, so, first things first. Mortimer, get rid of that Hysterical Blindness. Hopefully the Warriors will go with it. If not, we'll send them back. Get rid of the Warriors next. Bashal, cure the Rabies. And then anyone else who's still stressed can deal with that now. Zombie, you're going to the bar. Bone Lady, you're also going to the bar. And no one else is super stressed. Just Relax Kid has a bit of stress, but they're not too bad. Okay, that's that taken care of. Now let's go ahead and unequip all trinkets and sort by rarity. Check this nomad wagon here. We have 2 bleed charms, a blight charm, and a health stone. None of which interest us at the moment. Not really looking for that. We have a veteran musketeer, an apprentice crusader and leper, and then a seeker, plague doctor, grave robber, shield breaker, and vestal. None of those interest us at the moment either. No. Alright then. Now, let's see. Do we have anything we can potentially upgrade? Because we have quite a few crests now, and busts. Blacksmith is fully upgraded, as is the stagecoach, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Guild requires portraits, and we're 2 portraits off of fully upgrading the guild. Which is fantastic. So once we have 2 more portraits, we can get that fully upgraded. The Abbey could do with some upgrades, and that one does use busts. What about the Sanitarium? That needs busts as well. And we could max out the medical devices upgrades. Or we could try and save some more busts and get patient cells fully upgraded. It's definitely a possibility. What about the tavern? The tavern needs portraits as well. That's alright. And Survivalist. Survivalist just needs crests. And the Nomad Wagon also only needs crests. That's fine. Well, we'll save up a bit more. And once we have 2 more portraits to finish upgrading the guild and some more busts, potentially finish upgrading something else, like the Sanitarium, maxing out medical devices, or patient cells rather. We need 18 more busts and 2 more portraits, and we can max out the patient cells for the Sanitarium and max out the guild. Once we have the guild and the blacksmith maxed out, as well as the stagecoach, we're pretty much set on what we can accomplish in terms of skills, weapon, and armor, and the heroes themselves. After that, it'd just be a matter of, like, if we completely upgrade the survivalist, our camping skills will be cheaper to unlock. The tavern and the abbey will have more stress relief, and then the sanitarium will have all the slots and lower costs on disease treatment and quirk treatment, whether that be removing quirks or locking quirks in. And a higher chance that multiple diseases are cured with 1 visit to the sanitarium. The Nomad Wagon will have access to more trinkets at better prices, and the sanitarium will have more slots open for stress relief, as well as better stress relief. Same thing with the tavern, but that's about all that'll do. Still, that's 3 out of 8 potential buildings there that will have fully upgraded in the hamlet, and then we can potentially start working on the districts. Because if we get the blueprints for it, then we won't really have any use for the heirlooms once the entire hamlet is upgraded. So then we can use those heirlooms to unlock and build these other districts. The Sanguine Vintners is already doing a pretty good job of keeping us full on blood, which we haven't had a use for yet. Which we might soon, because I'm thinking it's almost time, if not currently time, that we may end up going to delve into the Crimson Court DLC. It's going to make things a bit more difficult and a bit more stressful, but it could be in our best interest to go there. Because it's part of the game, we've been putting it off for almost 100 episodes now. So we might as well check it out soon. Not to mention,
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
I am admittedly a bit tired of seeing the bloody mosquitoes and the blood around the ancestors' memoirs, and seeing the town as a buzz as our town event. So we might be able to get rid of that. It doesn't really bug me actually, but it might be good to have that taken care of at some point. So we'll see what happens. But that's a potential thing to do in the future. Either way, that is going to go ahead and do it for this episode of Darkest Dungeon. Apologies for the lost episode, but this one I believe more than made up for it. But that is going to do it for this episode of Darkest Dungeon. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more content like this or the other kinds of content that we put out on this channel. We're going to keep that content coming, so don't you worry about that. Hit the notification bell so that you receive notifications whenever we upload new videos. Leave a comment on the video, it helps us out a lot, it really, really does. Also, remember to leave a comment if you want to have one of the heroes on this roster named after you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!